Neil, did everyone come through yesterday okay unscathed?
Yes, so clean bill of health from the game, which is very pleasing, and Johnny will rejoin training today as well. Johnny has.
How that just kind of keeps obviously the winning run going and the confidence just nicely topped up, I guess, does it?
Yeah, of course.
How significant could that be?
Well, it was important to win, you know, won well, won comfortably. Not an easy venue to go to, so we negotiated that very well, and that just breeds confidence, extra confidence if you want to call it that. But the run we're on is absolutely fantastic. I can't remember the last time, you know, we've been on a run like this. I'm sure it's probably not too far off, but the consistency levels and the quality of our play and the will to win is very, very strong at the minute.
As a manager, I mean, I guess, you know, you just kind of watch that in awe a little bit. I mean, what's kind of your feelings right now? I mean, it's almost like the kind of perfect job for you right now. I guess you have to do very little with these players. Very
little. I think they're a brilliant bunch, and I've learned so much from them myself in the 10 months I've been here. I enjoy working with them. I enjoy watching them train, watching them play, their professionalism and the quality of their play. Certainly since, you know, August they've been absolutely magnificent in all competitions, and they keep going, and there's no signs of letting up, and they're a delight. So we've got one more big game to go before they get their well-earned break, and I think they're really focused on that now.
It is a big game. What are your thoughts ahead of it? If you were to win it, if you were to go with 8 points clear, do you concede that would be quite a tall mountain for Rangers to try and scrape back?
I'm not interested in what it would mean for the rest of them. Just for us, it would psychologically be great. We're at home, and our home form's been absolutely fantastic. So it's the first one we've played at home for quite a while. So I think the fans will be looking forward to it as much as the players. We haven't had much time, obviously, to prepare for it or think about it. So we'll do a bit of work, myself and backroom team today, let the players recover, and then, you know, get all our preparations done for tomorrow.
Is there a lot that you can learn from the cup final when you look at it? Obviously winning the game but not playing at your best, but still managing to come through it with a victory.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot's been made of that, you know, and you have to remember we didn't have a centre forward, you know, a fit centre forward. It's pretty important in the game, you know, and we didn't, with a sort of, with Bolly out, with, you know, Greg Taylor suspended for the cup final, so I had to, you know, rejig things with Johnny as well, and they still come through, and they were down to 10 men. So yeah, well, many would feel we didn't play at our best, and that's a fair assessment. We still won. So people don't talk about the cup final, don't talk about the performance at Ibrox where we were totally dominant and won the game comfortably. So we look forward to it. We'll be as strong as we possibly can, and we'll take it from there.
That must give you a lot of confidence, though, that you look as if you can field a stronger side, and you will be stronger going into this game, and even though you still won that one.
Yeah, I mean, we're confident, but quietly confident. You know, we're not sort of shouting anything from the rooftops just yet. We know there's a long way to go, but I can't ask a lot more from the players, apart from maybe putting more of an emphatic scoreline on the performances, because the performances and their attacking intent really, really pleases me.
There's always pressure in these games, Neil, but would you concede there's more pressure on Rangers going into this game?
No, I don't know, Ronnie, to tell you the truth. You know, you need to ask Stephen that. For all these games, whatever the context is, you want to win them. You know, for, you know, bragging rights, or for the supporters more than anything else. But for this one, there's a big 3 points at stake, and we really want to win it.
How does it make you feel that regardless of what happens, you go into the winter break top of the league?
I'm delighted. You know, I'm really delighted with the run of wins. You know, no matter who we've played, no matter where we've been, no matter what the context has been, conditions, been a heavy month. You know, they've played absolutely brilliantly at times, and played with a bit of a swagger and won the games. And yeah, they're under the spotlight all the time. You know, everyone's looking for a chink in the armour, but they find ways to win games. But in the main, they've won the games really well, and that's, you know, a big plus for the players.
Is this Celtic team playing as well as any of the Celtic teams you've managed?
Yes, very much so. They're a brilliant bunch, and you know, it's not been ideal to have a few important players out injury, and we've had to sort of rejig things a little bit, but now slowly but surely we're getting a full complement of players back at a really good time. Probably a bit too late for some of them because we're going into the break, but for this game it's great to have, you know, a really strong squad.
What is the reason for the level of performance? Is it just everything clicking? Is everybody doing what you want them to do, or can you pinpoint it?
Well, look, you know, we keep the training sharp, we keep it intense, their fitness levels are good, they look after themselves really well, and their mentality is absolutely excellent, you know, and they play the game with, and it's a difficult thing to do, you know, they want to play the game as people would perceive the proper way, you know, they've got great pace in the team, they've got players who excite you, you know, they've got players, you know, we've got three at least in double figures already this season, which is a great return, and we're scoring from different areas of the park, so midfield's been really strong all season. The two centre halves now have a great partnership. We've got a great goalkeeper, and you know, players you can score from at any time from any position. So it's the sum of all parts, you know, and it's a joy for me to be in this position at the minute.
With things going the way they are, is there really much you need to say to the players in preparation for this game?
No, I think sometimes you can overcook it and overplay it, and we like to keep things, you know, nice and simple for them. And it's, whilst it's you know, outside it's a big game, it's for us it's just another game and 3 points on the line, which could be significant as we go along.
How different do you think it will be, the fact that it's at Celtic Park and you've done well against Rangers away from Celtic Park this season? I
think it's a big factor. You know, I think our home form, like I say, has been sensational. It was in Europe, and it has been, you know, domestically. You know, they've got a 100% record in the league, and that's something that they take a lot of pride in.
Is it a sort of different approach, or just maybe a sort of different game because you're the home team and you can go for it a bit more potentially? We go for it in every game, like. So that mode of thinking or philosophy won't change, and we'll have obviously the bulk of support rowing us on as well, which is a big advantage at times.
There's a lot of people that say that, you know, it's an old cliche that form book goes out the window, these are kind of one-off games. Do you subscribe to that theory? Sometimes,
yeah, you can never predict them, but I think both teams are in very good form, so I'm expecting, you know, that's not going to change in a 2-day period, you know, so it's got all the ingredients of a very exciting game. You've obviously played in Old Firm games, you've now managed them obviously as well. Is there an easier role, a preferable role? Yeah. Give me my boots. Is that not your preference, or rather the easier role? Oh, look, it's a privilege managing, you know, and I think the overriding emotion when you win is relief, first of all, and then obviously a sense of real happiness. But and when you lose, you don't come out of the house for a couple of days until you recover. But it's just, it never changes, you know, and you think it'll subside at some stage, but just the interest and the passion from both sets of fans, it just, I've been here 20 years, it's not subsided once. Yeah. You can see in your face how much the fixture means to you, just lapping it up. Every fixture means the same, you know. Every game this month has been crucial, every performance, and you know, I'm just so happy with the way they've negotiated the month. It's been a big ask for them, you know, that's 8 games. And to have this fixture at the end of what's been a heavy month, it's a bit of a shame really, because, you know, Rangers are on their 8th game, we're on our 9th, and it's asking a lot of both sets of players, but I'm sure they're both prepared to give it one more big push.
What do you make of the situation now? There's only a few hundred away fans at these games.
I don't like it.
Yeah, you know, the cup final when it was 50.
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit away, you know, but it's not of our doing, obviously. But we're at home, so we want to maximise that numerical advantage off the pitch, and hopefully that'll give us an extra incentive, extra push on the pitch.
Is it more like a European night, or a European game now?